Hi everybody out there in TV land. This is not necessarily my inaugural video, but it will be my this will be my second. This will be a quick little video just talking about some of the cool horror swag that I picked up at Fan Expo, or more specifically for me, the Rumorg Festival of Fear. Some of these things aren't necessarily things I bought, but things I got autographed, and some things are things I bought. So I'm going to get right into this. The first one that I have here is Ottawa Horror Collection Volume 1. These are short films that were made in Ottawa, Ontario. And I haven't watched any of them yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. It's just always great to support the local guys and you know, show my support, considering I plan to be an independent horror filmmaker myself. It's always good to learn from people who are actually doing it, so then maybe I can be on, you know, Manitoba Horror, you know, what have you, or, you know, or Winnipeg Horror, I guess. And this is something I got signed. This is Night of the Living Dead. I got it signed by Russ Striner, John Russo, and George Cassana. Russ Striner was, I believe, one of the producers. He also played Johnny. John Russo is a co-writer and the producer, and George Cassana played the sheriff. What's cool is both the two actors used their famous lines. John Russo said, "They're coming to get you, Justin." Russ Striner, Johnny, and George Cassana said, "Justin, they're dead. They're all messed up." George Cassana, the sheriff, and John Russo wrote "Ghoulishly Yours." A cool story about getting this DVD is when I got George Cassana to sign it, he looks at it and he says, "Is this the proper DVD? Like the proper movie?" I said, "Yes. It's not one of the public domain crappy prints. It's actually the movie." He says, "Give me that back." And so he takes it and he signs the disc. I'm not sure if you can see that. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I actually purchased and got signed a copy of Greg Lamberson's Slime City. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Greg is a friend of mine on Facebook and a hell of a nice guy. I saw him a couple times at the convention. Also caught a panel he did with the Gourmet, Tim Sullivan, and Aaron Van Lupton, which was a great movie. Wonderful, super nice guy. He's also a very good author as well. Since John Russo and Russ Striner were there, they were both involved with Return of the Living Dead, so I got him to sign this. Mr. Kaufman, Uncle Lloyd, if you will, from Trauma was there, so I got him to sign my Toxic Avenger DVD, and it says, "To Justin, stay toxic, XO, Lloyd Kaufman." And he was just a super nice guy, and it was really cool, because I've always wanted to meet him. And I finally got to, which was really cool, because he's like he's just super cool, and I have tons of respect for him. I think Trauma Studios are like the last bastion of independent film studios. Now, of course, this was my first time in Toronto, so I really knew no one. And so I got hooked up with this guy. You know, there's this guy, Jesus Maggot. Some people may have heard of him. I recommend you getting to know him. And I hung out with him and a couple of buddies of mine, Adam, Ryan, Michael Maggot from August Underground's Mortem. Yeah, that's right. And we were hanging out one time, and there was this booth for a place called Suspect Video, which was selling a lot of DVD-Rs for movies you couldn't get here in Canada. And I saw they had they had two that I really wanted. They had Necromantic, and they had Last House on Dead End Street. And I was like, I didn't have enough money for both. They're really good, well priced, only about $14. But it was like, it was a struggle, you know. And my buddy says, "You know what? I can help you out." So what he does is he actually makes me a copy of his copy of Necromantic, which has all the special features and stuff like that, which is cool, because then I was able to buy Last House on Dead End Street. And so I was able to get both. Thank you very much, Jesus, by the way, if you get a chance to see this. I really appreciate that, and I look forward to seeing you again, coming out to Ontario, or maybe you coming out here to Manitoba. And one of the last, two last, actually, I saw the premiere of this really cool Rape Revenge flick, which I definitely recommend checking out, called Revenge is Her Middle Name. starring Michael Todd Schneider, Maggot. And it was really cool, and there the Gourmet was, and the Gourmet, for anybody who doesn't know or doesn't read Rue Morgue, he writes a column in Rue Morgue magazine called The Gourmet, and he writes about splatter flicks. Man after my own heart. And he was giving away these prototypes. He's actually his friend is writing a comic book called City Under the Sky, and he's writing a character for the Gourmet, and so this is actually a prototype of a shirt that will be made for his character. And my buddy Lex, who I met in Toronto, got one, and another fellow got one, and I got one. So I think there's only about like 3 or 4 of these shirts in existence, and I have one of them. Don't mean to sound pompous or uncourteous, but I think that's pretty fucking cool. And the last cool thing I got is I stopped by a booth for this place called Twisted Tees. They were selling horror shirts dirt cheap, and I got this really, really wicked cool City of the Living Dead shirt. It's kind of dirty right now. I literally got back yesterday. It's dirty. It's got some cat hair on it, but I got this shirt $10, if you can believe it. $10, and it was just really, really a really great find and a really good buy. So I just love this shirt. I love this movie. I love Fulci. Of course, I love horror movies. And yeah, that's the cool stuff I got in Fan Expo. Like I was there more for, like I said, the Toronto, the Rue Morgue Festival of Fear. But nevertheless, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to be able to bring a lot more cool videos in the future. But with that being said, this is Justin Tunney, signing off.